Hello everyone and all my dear GMAT aspirants, welcome back to GMAT by PW. This is the super awesome GMAT 655 plus series going on, and here we are solving a whole range of different varieties of questions which will definitely help you ace your GMAT game and hopefully get you from a basic to an advanced level. So the agenda is pretty simple. I'm going to be displaying and solving with you in this very session a whole mixed variety of GMAT based critical reasoning questions. Please keep in mind these questions are typical on the lines of the GMAT focus edition, so I would like you to take it in that aspect. Definitely solve with me. If in case you happen to watch the session at a later time, do not forget to solve and in the comment leave behind how much did you get correct and not. All right, chalo, so let's get started. इसी के साथ welcome to the session. As you know, the agenda today remains pretty simple. We are just gonna do a whole mixed bag of critical reasoning questions. All right, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Amit Rohra. I am your VARC expert right here on this channel. These are all the entrance exams for which I have a lot of experience in teaching, coaching, training and mentoring. A lot of my rock stars have gone on to achieve the dream B school of their choice in India and abroad. I'm also a visiting faculty of MBA in colleges offering national and international MBA. My personal favorite is this part where I like to call myself a rock star creator because you guys are definitely rock stars. All right. Let's get started. Let's get solving. Oh, yes. Before I get on to the main agenda today, people, this is something that is absolutely rocking and super awesome. So yes, we have a super awesome monsoon offer, which is ending very, very soon for the GMAT batch Stellar 3.0. So as you know, Stellar 1.0, 2.0 have been super successful. Yes, 3.0 enrollments are still going on. Not too late to join. Do not forget, we are giving you a rocking 1,000 rupees off on the already discounted batch price, but this will go away very soon. In case you're still wondering and thinking, this is your sign to start your GMAT preparation right here. So why don't you think about the offer, look at how we solve questions, look at the approach, and then make up your mind and come here and study with us. All right, chalo, let's get started. So people, like I said, the agenda is pretty simple. We are looking at critical reasoning module. We are doing a mixed bag range of questions. So everything from boldface to evaluate to paradox to strengthen, weaken to assumption to conclusion. So let's get started and let's have some fun. Chaliye. So people, first question on your screen. Now, in case you are advanced level, you can go ahead, maybe mute me and start solving on your own and compare your answer. In case you guys are just getting started or at a medium level, why don't you solve with me? Come on, here we go. So this is the information given. In the past, the country of Malvania has relied heavily on imported oil. Okay. Malvania recently implemented a program to convert heating systems from oil to natural gas. Okay. So earlier it was to do with a lot of oil reliance. Now they're converting to natural gas. Malvania currently produces more natural gas each year than it uses. That means natural gas production is increasing. Okay. Now, oil production is increasing at a steady pace. Adeva. So people, even oil production is increasing. Not bad. Acha, haan. Oil production is at a steady pace. Keep this in mind. Okay. If these trends continue, therefore, Malvanian reliance on foreign sources for fuel, okay, people, foreign sources for fuel is likely to decline. Isn't it awesome? So what is your main conclusion here? How do we know it's a main conclusion? Because of therefore. Okay. So because of this main conclusion, we come to know 100% our oil import should decline. Now let's look at the question. Which of the following would it be most useful to establish in evaluating? That means this is an evaluate question, the argument. So what option do we need to mark? First of all, get that correct. That is the main logic. इनमें से which option will it make sense to strengthen this? Which option here will help to explain, or what option should be used to fill in the gap to arrive at this conclusion? So how will you go about solving it? Look at the keywords, and people, don't forget these conditions. That is most important. They're switching from oil to natural gas and all this. Aajao. Let's start evaluating. People, here we go. When, if ever, will production of oil in Malvania outstrip the production of natural gas? Now tell me, so oil starts producing more than natural gas. Will this help us to basically kind of check this? Not really. So why do we care if natural gas is higher or oil is higher or oil is greater than natural gas? Do we really care? No. because ultimately remember we are dhire dhire switching heating systems, only one thing, and people, both of them are being produced well. So we don't care. So this option is gone. Option 2, is Malvania among the countries that rely most on imported oil? Will this help us in evaluating the argument and actually coming to a conclusion? Okay? So not really. Because again, are we checking on which country relies more or which country? The conclusion is simply that reliance is going to decline. How much decline, how much reliance, we don't care. Hence, this becomes out of context. C, what proportion of Malvanians' total energy needs? But I love this. Total energy needs means oil based, natural gas based, heating systems based. Okay, wait. Is met by, now people, hydroelectric, solar, all right, and nuclear power. So यहाँ पे this is interesting. This is interesting. You may say, sir, why do we care for other sources? This is out of context, sir. But we are definitely looking at total energy needs. That's one. Second, we are looking at reliance on foreign sources for fuel. Fuel, those are fuels. So this is related. And this will help us in answering this question, whether do we still need, but at the end of the day, tell me, if there's only reliance on oil and natural gas, at the end of the day, how much are we producing? Will it meet our demands or not? Will it meet our requirement? Or will Malvania also start using alternate sources so that the reliance on foreign fuel decreases? These things are not imported. Please remember, they are locally produced. This makes a lot of sense. So let's park it. D, is the amount of oil used each year for generating electricity and fuel for transportation increasing? Now this is not bad, but tell me, isme we are not considering natural gas at all. People, it has to end because natural gas also a player. We are only focusing on oil. This option is too narrow. Okay? So beware of trap choices such as this. Then, have any existing oil burning heating systems, okay, in Malvania already been converted to natural gas burning heating systems? Okay, okay. Will this help in answering this altogether? So fine, we have converted 30% from oil to natural gas. All right. Or we've converted 10% or anything. Will this help in answering that Malvania will reduce its dependence on foreign sources? No, sir. Because kya hi farak padta hai? So now you will not use oil for heating systems. Again, only heating systems, which makes this too narrow or even to that extent irrelevant. And hence this is not making sense. Correct answer is definitely answer option D. Okay. Okay, hang on. Okay. Is the amount of oil used in Malvania for generating electricity and fuel for transportation? Okay. Yes. D option also is close enough if you observe. Yes, it is narrow, but it is still considering that the oil part is there. So if we are going to reduce our dependence on foreign sources, is the amount of oil used each year in Malvania for generating electricity and fuel. All right. So people, the fact that you need fuel, oil to also produce natural gas because of the generator. So then this also encompasses that component. And is this for transportation? Now, this is 100% sure that a large component of oil definitely goes for general transportation. So while we are only talking of burning systems here, here again, you were right in thinking that hydroelectric, solar and nuclear power kind of make this option out of context. Because, sir, we are looking at oil and natural gas. Why will we bother with out of scope answer choices? That is why correct answer remains answer option D. People, please remember, in case you're confused or in case this did not make sense, I have explained every answer choice over here in detail. Please go through this and the reason for the same. You do know that you gotta enroll in this batch. It's for free. You will get the session notes definitely, and also daily practice problems per session, which is awesome. Yeah, chalo people, let's continue with the same Josh. Second question on your screen. Okay, let's read it together. In case you are advanced enough, you can mute me and study on your own. Nonetheless, check the answer with me. Using broad spectrum weed killers. People, even if you don't know the meaning of this, relax, don't bother. On weeds that are competing with crops for sunlight. ठीक है people, यहाँ से क्या पता चला? There are weeds which are competing with crops for sunlight. Just form an equation on your own. All right. Water and nutrients presents a difficulty. How to keep the crop being killed along with the weeds? So if you want to spray something, if you want to kill the weeds, how do you not kill the crops also? That means there should be something to distinguish between the weed and the crops. Okay. For at least some food crops, specially treated seed that produces plants resistant to weed killers is under development. Areva, not bad. So now we have a seed which is under development, which will not get killed when weed gets killed. This resistance wears off, beta, but this is a condition. So this resistance wears off. Wears off matlab reduces or goes away as the plants mature. Okay? So when the seed is small, it's very resistant. As it grows, resistance reduces and then it will get killed with the weeds. Therefore, conclusion, the special seed treatment will be specially useful for plants that. Now you got to evaluate this, and people, this is a para completion. There's a blank at the end of it. So let's evaluate it. Which of the following most logically completes the argument? People, please remember, you are looking at these conditions. Weed competes with crops for sunlight. Plants grow up to maturity, then they get killed off. So the special seed treatment will be useful definitely for what kind of plants? Aa A. Produce their crop over an extended period of time as summer squash does. Now tell me, what? Why are we suddenly comparing it to summer squash? We don't know summer squash. Acha, extended period of time means how long? We have just said maturity. So you don't know how. This is very subjective. That is why this option is wrong. B. Produce large seeds. Large seeds. Now you're talking of the size of the seeds that are easy to treat individually as corn and beans do. Once again, what? And are you talking of the size of the seed? Are you talking of how long? No, people, we don't know. So this makes it confusing. Chalo. Provide as they approach maturity. This is good, sir. Why? Because we have a keyword match. I'm marking it for you. Shade dense enough to keep weeds from growing. People, now this is so interesting. Because not only is this, all right, competing with sunlight. So this is good. That means they will continue growing and they will continue providing shade to weeds so that weeds don't get sunlight. So weeds will die. So plants will grow. So this is definitely useful to us, just basis keywords and also basis our logic. D. Are typically grown in large tracts. Beta, tracts matlab areas devoted to a single crop. Now once again, are we looking at multi-crop or single crop? So see, these keywords make it out of context. We are just looking at crops, treated seeds, weeds, sunlight, maturity. Those are the keywords. Out of context, gone. E. Are cultivated specifically for the seed they produce rather than for their leaves or roots. Beta, out of context, we are not talking of leaves or roots. 100%, the only answer option left is answer option C. Is this making sense? Yeah. Once again, people, just logic, keyword matching, understand the condition. So what I am trying to do here is show you my approach. Try and map the condition on a piece of paper. That will get you critical reasoning correct always. All right. Chalo, people, let's continue. We are doing very well. So let's read. Because no employee wants to be associated with bad news in the eyes of a superior. Okay. Information about serious problems now at lower levels is progressively softened and distorted. Oh, okay. So if there are problems at the junior level now, they don't tell it only. As it goes up each step in the management hierarchy. Matlab, if there's a problem, the junior most employee will tell very less to the superior. Superior will tell even lesser to the superior. Okay. Hierarchy means levels. The chief executive is therefore, conclusion, less well informed about problems at lower levels than are his or her subordinates at those levels. So people, what are we saying is, if there is a problem, as it goes up the level, it is lessened. Okay? It keeps reducing in terms of growing. Got it? So as higher and higher people come to know about the problems, it becomes lesser, and CEO को ऐसे लगता है there's no problem at all. Understood? So there's a chain of command here. Now, awesome question. Conclusion above is based on the assumption. Assumption means what is the thinking process. So you have to think like, which option, if placed above the passage, should lead to this. So remember beta, Amit sir ka approach. Assumption means this should lead to this. Let's look basis keywords. Here we go. Problem should be solved at the level in the management hierarchy at which they occur. So पहली बात तो यहाँ पे people should आया. Should means a suggestion. And tell me, does this lead to this conclusion? What is the conclusion? CEO is not informed at all, or CEO thinks there's no problem. Now, can this be the thinking process behind this? No, this is a suggestion. This is a recommendation, not a thinking process. Gone. B. Employees should be rewarded for accurately reporting problems to their superiors. Once again, should. This is a recommendation. Can this be the thought process behind this? No. People, once again, conclusion is there for you. Chief executive is not well informed. It's already there. Now you gotta tell me whether this is making sense or not. So clearly not, sir, because this is something that is a recommendation. See, problem solving ability is more important at higher levels than it at lower levels. Are we discussing problem solving ability, or are we discussing bad news reporting? People, reporting, sir. We are not discussing who solves better. We are just saying junior doesn't report the problem to me. I also don't report to my superior. So this is also out of context. So this is not making sense. So what is the answer? Let's continue. Chief executives, okay, keyword, chief executives, obtain information about problems at lower levels matching from no other source other than their subordinates. Now people tell me, does this lead to the conclusion? That is, chief executive only understands what problem is from lower. That means this hierarchy, no other source. Oh yes, sir. That is why chief executives are not informed. Chief executives don't think there are problems. This makes complete sense, people. Making sense? देखो, इसीलिए Amit sir का condition mapping, that will always help you a lot. All right. So this makes sense. Last. Some employees are more concerned about truth than about the way that they are perceived by their superiors. Not at all out of context. This option is too judgmental. People definitely reject. Correct answer is answer option D. People, is it making sense? And look at the approach where we've managed to solve 3 questions just like that. It should be that easy and simple that as you are reading, you are mapping, your condition is set, equation is set in your own manner. Then it's a matter of evaluating the options and understanding the question, whether it's para completion, evaluation, so on and so forth. And in case you didn't understand, please don't forget, the session notes will come to you. Read the answer explanation. It'll make sense. Let's continue. We are all doing very well. Here we go. Chalo. A cost-effective solution to the problem of airport congestion. Congestion matlab traffic. Okay? Is to provide high-speed ground transportation between major cities lying 200 to 500 miles apart. Okay? So what is my distance? Starting from 200 to 500, and if this is my point, yahan se I should provide transportation. Got it? So again, map your condition. Okay. The successful implementation of this plan would cost far less than expanding existing airports. So what is the author saying? कि अरे don't expand current airports, better provide ground transportation, है ना? ठीक है? High speed ground transportation, मतलब roads, expressways to cities, intercities, which are lying कितना 200 to 500 miles के बीच में. Okay. And would also reduce the number of airplanes clogging both airports and airways. Beautiful. All right. चलो. Which of the following, if true, could be proponents? Beta, proponents matlab positive support of the plan above most appropriately, ठीक है, cite as a piece of evidence, मतलब proof for the soundness of the plan. So suppose you are the plan maker, you are proposing this, इसमें से which option will you propose work to support this? आ जाओ, let's look at our keywords के basis पे options. An effective high-speed ground transportation, loving it, keywords matching, would require major repairs to many highways and mass transit improvements. Beta, this is a negative option. How is this supporting my plan? This is to saying, array, if you want to provide ground transportation, you will have to spend so much money, you will have to make so many adjustments. No, this is negative. B, one half of all departing flights in the nation's busiest airport, okay, head for a destination in a major city 225 miles away. So people, what is this saying? This is saying that when my busiest airport is there, 50% of all flights fly to a place which is 225 miles. People, 225 is between this range. If 50% of my flights fly here and I provide a high speed ground transportation between this and this, my क्या airspace is free, traffic congestion is free, airport congestion is free. Think. This option is looking so good, sir. ठीक है? People, is it making sense? चलो, let's continue. The majority of travelers departing from rural airports are flying to destinations in cities over 600 miles away. Beta, once again, this is negative or this is not meeting my condition of 500. So why will a planner propose this? He has given a magic number of 200 to 500. So your answer has to be somewhere proving that figure makes sense. So definitely this is negative gone. Many new airports are being built in areas that are presently served by high-speed ground transportation systems. Okay? So people, once again, there is this is not bad, but this is too vague. Okay? Once again, do we know that airports are busy or not? We don't know. Okay? That are presently served by high-speed ground transportation systems. So, so this option is so what? This option doesn't help us clear why should we have this, why that only. That is why this option is too vague. Last, a large proportion of air travelers are vacationers. Hey Bhagwan, people, are we really deciding our air traveler ka category who are taking long distance flights? This option is too broad, too vague. We don't care. 100% this is wrong. Correct answer is answer option B. Making sense? Yeah. So people, once again, read it, understand it. If you are able to map the condition, nothing like it, and this should work like magic. And that is why critical reasoning doesn't depend on your vocab. It definitely matters how well you are in your logic and keyword matching and mapping. All right. And of course, the overall logic of the concept. Chaliye people, isi ke saath, let's do one more. We are doing well, and I love the flow going on. So clearly you know that this is boldface. Boldface, sir. Why? Arey, underline part. ठीक है, आ जाओ. A prominent investor who holds a large stake in the Burton Tool Company, okay, has recently claimed that the company is mismanaged. Okay, straight away. So this is a claim. Okay, whatever. Citing as evidence. So people, this is a claim. उसके बाद वाला is evidence. Remember this. पढ़ लो. Evidence मतलब proof that the company's failure to slow production in response to a recent rise in its inventory of finished products. Okay, so company was not doing well. People, it is doubtful. This is a keyword because this raises suspicion whether an investor sniping at management can ever be anything other than counterproductive. So we don't know whether this is true or not. But आगे बढ़ते हैं. But oh, why is this important, sir? Transition word. That means here it is flipping. Equation is changing. But in this case, it is clearly not justified. Now people, 100% you are saying something and then you are countering it. This, so you are going opposite. Don't forget, how do we know? Because of but. It is not justified. So you are definitely going again. So keep this in mind. Chalo. It is true that an increased inventory of finished products often indicates production is outstripping demand. Okay. But, people, but. So while one fact we are supporting, the other, but we are still justifying. But in Burton's case now, it indicates no such thing. That means it's opposite. This is false, or this is opposing, this is supporting. Rather, the increase in inventory is entirely attributable to products that have already been assigned to orders received from customers. So that means what? It's good. There's no out supply demand. That means inventory is there. They just have to be delivered. There could be a shipping problem. There could be a transportation problem. It is not demand supply problem. Understanding? So question. In the argument given, the two bold-faced portions play what? And people, let's look at the options. Aajao. Come on. Here we go. Okay, these are the options. So there is A, B, C, D, and E. Come on, let's read the options. The first states that the position that the argument as a whole opposes. I love it. Okay, because the first is opposing. The second provides evidence to undermine the support for the position being opposed. People, tell me. First is opposing. I'll make it clear for you. First is opposing. I definitely agree. Okay? Because it is against. But the second, is this evidence? No. This is evidence. People, this is your proof. So the underlying part, is it an evidence? No. What is evidence, sir? Fact, data, information. It is just saying it is not justified. It's a statement. It's an inference. So hence, people, my answer goes wrong because of evidence word. First, option B, the first states the position that the argument opposes. Okay? The second is evidence. No, sir. That has been used to support the position. What? No, it is not evidence, sir. It's a statement. It's not proof. Evidence is given baad mein. That is not the evidence, sir. Understanding, people. So you have to understand what the role is playing or what the function of the boldface. Remember this. Chalo, let's continue. The first states the position that the argument as a whole opposes. Loving it. Okay? The second states the conclusion of the argument as a whole. Doesn't it? Let's look at it. Okay? It is true that increased inventory, so and so, production, rather the increase in inventory, and hence it is not justified. Oh yes. So this makes complete sense. This makes complete sense. So people, you have to understand the role played by the statement. Whether is it evidence, whether is it premise, which are the same, similar, don't worry. Whether is it conclusion. Now, sub-conclusion, main conclusion. Last, D. The first is evidence. Okay. That has been used to support a position. People, we are not supporting anything. We are against it. The first is evidence that has been used to support a position. No, we are going against it. And hence D and E are straight away gone. And see, boldface looks so difficult to you, but it is that easy. Correct answer is answer option C. Alright. So this will come with practice. I understand that boldface questions typically come at a higher level. You will start seeing them only if you are correct on a lot of fronts. Otherwise, easy level pe boldface questions don't come. But with practice, you'll get this as well. Okay? So like I had already said, we're going to keep it short. I hope this short video helped you clear some of the basics. And I hope you understood and observed my approach. Try to bring your own approach, but critical reasoning is in the bag if you just use a logical approach to solve. Okay? Chaliye. So people, finally, thank you so much. Don't forget to solve, practice. These are GMAT level questions, and keep reading newspapers generally to improve on your vocabulary and your reading skills. All right. So I had too much fun putting together this video. I hope everybody practices well and hope you ace the GMAT. I'll see you guys very soon. Take care. Stay safe. This is Amit sir signing off.